Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The BIZ with Mike. That's me, Mike D, and my girl, Tamika, a.k.a. Mika, a.k.a. Sneakers, a.k.a. the first lady of the podcast. My number one, my sister from another mister, Mika. What is good, girl? What's going down?
It's been a busy week.
Yeah. Well, the Cowboys won.
Yeah, so
home is good.
Home is at peace. We're at peace for a whole nother week.
Really?
So.
Is there any rise in the sexual activity if the Cowboys win or lose? No, none of that. No. You would think, right? You would think, Rob, right? That the
it does nothing for me.
What?
It does nothing for me.
No, but him, he must feel full of life and invigorated and a little buzzed out.
You know what his high is after they win is talking shit to everybody on Facebook.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he gets a kick out of that, and all the people that talk shit to him on a regular basis, he loves it.
Some of the memes were crazy. Did you see the one with the girl with the Cowboys jersey was acting like she was banging her boyfriend on the kitchen table?
Yes, I saw that one.
That was funny.
And I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, so do I.
I'm like, yeah.
I want to learn how to do that shit.
Memes?
Yeah.
They're kind of easy to make.
You got a meme game?
I used to, and then I shut it down.
You shut it down?
I shut it down. It became time consuming, just a little. But I do.
Like, what's it take?
You don't follow. Are you on Instagram?
No, but I'm making a commitment to Twitter and Instagram this week.
So I have an Instagram, and I share a lot of memes. I am pretty much the meme person, but then sometimes you can see when I get into my little funk and I start sentimental stuff.
Oh boy.
But you need to get on Instagram. Instagram's where it's at. Maybe just pictures, but it's a good time on Instagram because you see some stuff and you're just like, oh.
I know, yeah, I gotta get on there. Plus, it's a fresh new horizon.
Yes.
It's like fresh toys. It's like a new girl. You know what I mean?
So there's this one meme that says, now that iOS 15, which is the program in iPhone, allows us to FaceTime with people who have Androids. And yeah, this is one of the memes. Because our quality of phone for iPhone users is definitely better than Android. But those who have Androids will argue with us and say no. But there's so many things about Instagram.
Nails done, hair done, all in black, laced out, cracking on Android users.
We say the ghetto.
You know I'm an Android user.
The ghetto.
I too.
Y'all better get fancy with me.
I hear you.
Look I got the watch and all. Y'all, you gotta catch up.
How's my boy Cam the man doing?
Cameron is doing absolutely great.
Good.
So far. But he did not he's in exploratory right now. So he made it very clear that he did not like the nursing assistant exploratory.
No?
No.
How come?
He just said it's just not him. He don't like it. It's too girly-ish and stuff like that. Yeah. But he did like welding and he liked culinary.
Have you ever gone through a hospital having somebody that you like in a hospital? I'm gonna tell you, nurses are beautiful for the most part, right? And they give such a good spirit off.
And
I'm like, this is, and I'm trying to try to act my age a little bit. But I'm just sitting there, and they're all fit. They're all bouncing
right. And
around.
if you think about it, their uniforms show off their true figures. A lot of them have to be fit. They have to keep it moving.
Let me tell you something right now. Fuck the Victoria's Secret. Show up in some scrubs, baby. Show up in some scrubs.
Listen,
give me the scrubs. Give me the scrubs. Give me the scrubs.
I know a lot of nurses, and they are. My sister-in-law is one, and she is fit. My sister-in-law is fit. Yeah. Like when I say fit, she's fit.
And they're kind, caring, giving people. And God knows I need a lot of kind and caring and giveness.
So that wasn't in Cameron's plans. I tell you what, that was not.
Well, I'm having a talk with Kim. I'm gonna tell him like, you know.
So I've been spending a lot of time with my older boy.
Really?
He's been around the house. He's been
coming by.
So today he came
borrowing
by.
cash, looking for food. What?
No, just mama time.
Really?
And today he came to my job, and of course, the girls in the pharmacy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you love it though.
I think it's funny because they don't ever think that that's my son, so they're like, That's your son? Oh, one of them was like, he's cute.
You should be proud if you got a handsome kid,
I got
right,
a good
Rob?
looking kid. I got two of them.
I know you know.
I got two. And my oldest son happens to be a very, very good looking kid. And that was my biggest fear. My biggest fear is...
Well, how old is he?
He's 23.
He hasn't knocked anybody up yet, so...
He don't want kids.
He's going to beat you by like 8 years, right?
Yeah. We discussed that over the weekend, but he's got his head on straight. I just wish I wish and I pray that he stays focused on his goals and what he wants.
What are they? What's he want to do?
So right now he's looking at property. He's ready to buy a tenement to make that money.
How old is he?
23.
Oh, that's great.
Wow. So he's into investments and things like that. You know,
I tell you, that young generation, they pay attention to the economy and the markets and what's hot.
My son is very good with money.
My nephew too. It's great. It's good.
He's always been good with money.
Yeah. No, where's he gonna get the startup cash for that? Is he gonna
he works. Okay. So he saves my son is an awesome saver. Listen, he will let everybody buy him stuff and just watch. Like he knows how to budget really well. Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I think I learned from him, watching him maneuver his money sometimes. But
how many roommates does he have?
He only has one.
All right, cool.
So he has one.
When's the last time you been to the crib?
I don't go there.
No.
I mean, I go pick him up or whatever, but I don't go in. You know, I respect his privacy. I respect, him. When he's ready to let me in, he'll let me in. But I don't push the button or whatever, No,
I hear you. I hear
you. Sometimes we have to learn as parents that, they do deserve privacy too. You don't want to be that
helicopter mom. We're going to talk about that in a little bit.
A lot of the kids feel smothered, and I get it because of the generation and the things that I know. Growing up a black mother with black sons, it's a little different. You don't want them out there in the streets, and you don't want them, but at the same time, you can't hover. You got to let them live and learn. And I think I took that and ran with it with my son. I didn't want to. Not to say my mom was a bad mom, but I wasn't really allowed to do too much, so I snuck around and did a lot.
Yeah, you don't want that.
I didn't want that with neither one of them.
Sneaks and liars are dangerous.
I snuck around and did a lot of shit.
Speaking about dangerous, what is going on with R. Kelly? He got absolutely smoked. He is going to go into the federal prison system, I believe, right? As a rapist, a serial rapist pedophile.
They're gonna eat his. I hope he's going to PC.
The freak is going to get freaked in there, but not the way he wanted it. I'm gonna tell you something. That's it didn't take the jury long. There was African Americans on the jury. They convicted him instantly. I mean, this is.
You know what the problem is with R. Kelly? Is he did it for so long, and if there was one or two women that came forward, I think that it could be believable. But he really didn't deny any of it. You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
He didn't deny. He just kind of like went around in circles about it. He didn't. He didn't be like, "Well, I didn't do it straight out." No, you did it. You had a house full of sex slaves. That's exactly what you did.
It's crazy, young girls.
Girls.
Yeah.
And he did it in a way that.
He brainwashed them, right? Manipulated them.
He did it in a way that it was legal. You get what I'm saying? He met them when they were borderline 17, going to be 18.
Yeah.
And then when they reached a certain age, it's kind of like release. Because if you were like 25 and older, he didn't want no part of you.
Really?
None. Unless you looked young.
Yeah, that blows my mind.
He had them in rooms. Like, he was like, and because he was R. Kelly.
Like some of the shit you see on CSI and you see everywhere.
Correct.
Like, Chicago PD, every law enforcement show has this, like, sex dungeon where, these young girls who have been led astray are trapped in. It's like,
and,
it's crazy.
People want to, bring it back to, okay, he was molested and all that. I get it. I understand. But at the same time, you did this. You knew
what type of time is he facing?
A lot of time.
Like he's gonna die in jail?
I think so. I don't think he might die in jail. He might maybe 20.
Wow.
I think so because of the amount.
As a child predator and a rapist.
Right, and there's multiple women. It's not just one.
That's a bad hit, don't you think? Oh my God.
This man was on a pedestal for so long, so there's so many things we don't know.
Yeah.
You know? There's so many women we don't know of that probably are afraid to speak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then to top it off, he was spreading a STD, an STI.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
So he was getting. So it was testified in court that I think it was like 2006, 2007. He was spreading herpes. He already got sued for that. One of the girls that's in the documentary had already taken him to court for that before all of this came out, saying that she had contracted herpes from him.
Unbelievable.
So not only is that on the table, but then we have young men coming forward also. Along with the women.
Hear
Yes.
about that.
Yes, they were I think 2 young
Like
men
I
that
said, the
testified.
freak's about to get freaked. I'm telling you. I'm telling you right now. I've had some friends that have been in federal prison, and they go on and on and on about it. I was watching a documentary the other day.
That is one of the besides murder, pedophilia, and molestation. All that is just on the top.
I think it's worse.
It's on the top. It's there.
I think it's worse than murder.
It's on the same level. If you ask me, like it's on the same level. You deserve the same punishment as a murderer.
I would rather be charged with murder than rape. You know, and after when I went through,
and
thank God,
how do you sit in prison with yourself?
How do you sit in prison when you have to protect yourself 24 hours a day, 7 days a week?
And to top it off, like you have to relive all the shit that you did.
Yeah.
And these women have to relive.
What state did they try him in? I think it was a federal case because I think about.
I know Illinois, they got him. That's where he's from.
Yeah.
I think Georgia was where he was staying, and he had the mansion with the women.
Uh-huh.
So he was all over the place.
Sure. State lines, all of it. Wow.
They're going to have to put him in PC, though.
Yeah,
there's no way he's going to survive.
Yeah, I honestly think so.
Yeah, but that's a miserable life too. I'd rather be dead.
Of course. Yeah.
There's
to be by yourself. You can only. There's no communication. There's nothing. And don't get me wrong, because there's some women out there writing him, and but at the same time, it's kind of like, okay, that's all you can do.
Yeah, no conjugal visits.
And the person that you're a sexual being. You're driving yourself crazy.
I'm surprised that Walt Disney and none of those companies that he did big work for never vetted him and never figured it out. You figure Walt Disney would have some type of, wouldn't you think, Rob? Would have some type of vetting.
Yeah, you think a company that big would.
Right. So
sure
hold on. I don't think he worked with Disney.
I Believe I Can Fly.
That Space Jam. That's not Disney. That's Warner Brothers.
All right. Well, I misspoke then.
Yeah, any big company
like
for.
that, Warner Brothers. But at that time, there was no allegations. There was no say. There was no nothing.
Yeah, but they were whispering about it.
Yeah, but you know what? That was such
the Oprah show was the first to bring it up.
You have to realize too, he was so big. They didn't give a shit. That song was so big, made that movie pretty much what it is.
It's amazing.
You notice how Michael Jordan hasn't said anything about anything.
I still listened to it, and I loved it. It was inspirational, but now I have a tough time clicking that button.
It's so sad because I used to listen to his music.
Oh, yeah.
Avidly. Now, like, I am a big Aaliyah fan.
Yeah.
So her first album, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, hits me different now.
Sure.
If you listen to, like, when I was young, that whole album was everything. She was a couple years older than me. Course, like, and listening to it, he wrote every song, and every song is talking about underage sexual relations.
Gee, I wonder why.
And it makes sense now. You get what I'm saying? That song, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, going down ain't nothing but a thing. That's the chorus.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, now that you say it, I'm singing it in my head.
And I'm like, oh my God. And then my mind's telling me no, my body's telling me yes. That was him confessing.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
That was
mind's telling me no.
But my body.
Like,
I'm like, oh my God, nobody caught on.
My body's telling me yeah.
So, I mean.
As I'm getting gang raped in prison.
So,
he's going to hit some high notes here.
So, he pretty much kind of told on himself now. So, like.
That's so interesting that he wrote his crimes in his.
Right, and we know everything about it.
That's absolutely crazy.
You remind me of my Jeep. I want to ride. Like, he's talking about a woman, a young woman. You know, like, and there's some good songs.
Did they use any of the lyrics against him in court?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
Did they have to?
No,
I don't know.
exactly. They don't with all the other actual evidence, but yeah, he pretty much showed on himself.
He became too big to get away with it. They were all over him. They had this. If they would have lost in Georgia, they would have won in Illinois. If they would have won in Illinois, they would have won in New Jersey.
Correct.
And once they stop, they got unlimited resources. They're coming for you.
Like he's
Really?
he's cooked.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Now let me ask you a question. Let's get off this rock, Kelly, because I think I got a shower after talking about it. The state of Boston sports, is it giving your husband any pleasure
Yes, it is.
that the Red Sox are choking?
Not so much the Red Sox, because the only thing he is not a fan of in New England is the Patriots.
Oh, everybody is like, this is the comeuppance for Pats fan. And you got to remember, a lot of these dudes that are Boston sports fans aren't as old as me or aren't as experienced as you. Like, they don't remember the pain. Like, they don't remember the 86 World Series. They don't remember the Super Bowl against the Bears. They don't remember too many men on the ice with the Bruins. They don't remember that.
No, they
all
only
know
have is the winning.
All they know is success. They don't remember the Curse of the Bambino and Bucky Dent or the Curse of the Bambino or Bill Buckner. That's a foreign language to them.
And listen, nobody can say that my husband has been a Patriots lover, because I could tell you what, ever since we've been together, he has a hatred for the Patriots, and because the Patriots fans get at him, Dallas.
Oh yeah, of course.
And
it's easy to be a fan when you're winning.
So a couple years back, I wrote a post because I did a lot of research for my wedding.
Yeah.
And I was saying how dynasties fall.
Yeah.
I said, you Patriots fans, I said, I've did my history on my husband's team.
It gets ugly.
I said, so I see the same pattern.
Yeah, of course.
From the Cowboys to the Patriots. You lose. Your team is as good as your best player sometimes.
I've been trying to tell Patriots fans that from, but they think I'm
So
nuts.
Tom Brady at the time was and is still a great quarterback.
Yeah.
You lost the biggest piece to that puzzle, the middle centerpiece, and you think that y'all gonna still be great and you have the right to talk all that trash? Y'all ain't seeing no Super Bowl anytime soon.
Well, we're going to talk about a few things because the Celtics over and under win total was barely over 500, was 43.5, and they play 86 games or 82 games. And this is a team that they talked about winning the championship 2 years ago. So, according to the odds makers, they've taken a tremendous step backwards. The Bruins left a bad taste in people's mouth. The Red Sox are choking, lost 3 in a row to the Yankees and lost to the worst team. One of the worst teams in the history of baseball in Baltimore last night in a game they had to win. It's getting bad.
You know.
But nothing, my friend, is getting worse than the Patriots. Did you see the billboard? Did you see the billboard? Did you see the billboard?
I didn't see the billboard. I can only imagine.
You got to see the billboard.
Well, first of all, I honestly, and not just because I'm a black woman supporting a black man, they should not let Cam Newton go.
Well, yeah.
I think they prematurely jumped the gun. I know that he's a showboat and all that shit, but I mean, he was decent.
Yeah,
and,
I mean, he's a backup. I don't think they're going to win with Cam Newton without him.
No, I don't think they're going to win anything.
But you know the drama. You know the drama that's coming this week, right? Tom Brady is going to break the NFL record for the most passing yards for a quarterback.
Tom Brady is going to stay playing until something breaks or he's too old and he's done. So,
but you know he's coming home this weekend, right? Then the next Sunday is the game of the night, and it's the Pats and Buccaneers.
They're gonna get spanked
at New England, okay? And now this book that came out about Tom Brady and about the Patriots and Belichick is absolutely destroying Bill Belichick, saying that Bill Belichick refused to meet face-to-face with Brady after 6 Super Bowl titles, 9 Super Bowl appearances, 19 conference championships, and would not meet with him face-to-face to tell him
we're letting you go.
That will let you go.
You know what it is? I don't think at that point in time they couldn't afford him.
No, you're wrong about that because because.
But then he took a pay cut.
Yeah, he took a lot of pay cuts. He gave up $63 million for the team over the course of his career, where other star quarterbacks.
So
will
what
have
was
to
it?
go.
Was he just tired?
No, he wanted $25 million for a quarterback. Believe it or not, is not a qualified salary for a guy like Tom Brady. I mean, Dak Prescott makes like almost 40, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So Tom Brady wasn't pigging out on his last contract. He wanted a middle of the road, contract to stay with the Patriots, and they refused to give him 2 years. But they also refused to meet with him. And for me, that is the level, of ingratitude. Okay?
I feel like that's disrespectful to Tom Brady and everything that he's done to the team.
Yeah, of course it is. And now he's coming home, so there's debates on what's going to happen. But some fans, right, and I'm going to show you this right now, it is absolutely, they rented look at this, right there. That is 2 miles from Foxborough Stadium on Route 1. Take the phone.
Jesus.
That's a billboard?
Yeah.
Billboard.
And what does it say?
The owl is not as great without the GOAT. Bill Belichick's record without Tom Brady is below 500.
I clicked on it because I want to see.
So this is gonna get crazy. I mean, this is
and you know that they're coming out swinging.
And people like your husband.
Oh, who's enjoying this?
This is on Route 1 in Foxborough. If you know anything about going to a concert or going to a big gym, that's where you go. You go to Route 1.
Yep.
And this billboard is right on it. It's absolutely crazy. And
well, he'll be up there, actually.
It's starting to come. What, he's going to the game?
No, he's not going to that one. He has I brought him tickets for his birthday to the Dallas.
What night is that game on?
October.
Is it a Sunday night or Monday night?
It's a Sunday. I want to say it's a Sunday.
Is it a night game, day game?
I want to say.
That's the billboard, Mike?
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, that is the billboard.
The Cowboys game.
The owl is not as wise as
he's no longer wise without his goat.
So it's interesting. A little pun on
that. It's coming up in October. I think it's October 10th, maybe. October 17th.
What those tickets cost you? Who's he taking anyway?
I don't know yet. It's not me because I told him I'd rather him take somebody that will enjoy the game.
Yeah.
I'd rather him enjoy it.
Does he do the whole drinking thing?
Oh, yeah. So, me, to be out there that long, I'm not even into that at all. Like, with any of these fools. I just watch them get drunk, and then I'll be the designated drunk.
But the Cowboy fans, they bring their turntables. Dude, listen to me. I seen Brian Magnet and Hector Barros and those guys get down, bro. Listen, it looks like
it's an afternoon game. It's afternoon. Right. It's at 4:25.
Those are better. Well,
so I mean, I'm excited for him. Those tickets did run me, but I don't mind. You know what I mean? That's my husband. That's his life.
Of course, yeah.
Other than his wife, that's his life.
All right.
So I mean, I didn't mind buying it for him for his birthday. It was a total surprise, and I did give him a surprise party. I don't know if you've seen. I did.
Oh, really?
It was very quiet because I did it so well. Everybody understood the assignment. He had zero clue. I got him.
Well,
zero clue. Yes, I didn't go into inviting a lot of people because of the COVID and all that. So I invited his coworkers. I gave his mom invitations, and it was just very close knit. If you go on my page, the cake is there. I
saw that.
Everything was Dallas.
There you go.
But
well, and the cake's sweeter when they're winning, and they were tested early. They played two of the best teams in the NFL. They went 1-1. They could have been 2-0. They come down. They take care of business. They smash Philadelphia at home. Life is good for the Cowboys. But on the other hand, for the Patriots, right? Big business. Everything's about timing and when you release it. So this game coming up on Sunday night is supposed to be the most watched regular season game in the history of the NFL, where some of the average ticket prices is going for $4,000, $5,000, $6,000.
We looked at that game and it's ridiculous. So the seats where my husband is sitting for that game.
Yeah, can you find out what those seats are going for? What's
are probably like $1,200 right now. No lie.
And this is when it's going.
That's regular. So these are seats that I paid about $300-$400 each for. So it's insane.
But now there's a book by an ESPN writer that's releasing all the stuff right at this time. They said when Brady was playing last week and he scrambled like the last 5 minutes, the production people at NBC were preparing for the pregame and doing all the stuff, and they were watching it, holding their breath and to make sure they get hurt. That's what type of score.
Okay, so
It's good. That's what type of score it's going to be.
The higher up seats, the crap seats, are going for $398.
Yeah.
All right, and it's like then for $470, it's like upper level. For $470, $483.
Yeah. What's the lower bowl going for?
The lower is $600.
Are you sure you got the right game?
The lower, I'm looking, but I'm not all the way to the bottom yet. So the good tickets, lower level, row 28, $1,069. That's
for one ticket.
One ticket.
And it's going to go up.
All right, so the highest...
The scalping session, it's an impulse buy.
All right, so listen.
Yeah.
Lower level, 136, row 13, $9,823.
For one ticket.
For one ticket.
That's crazy.
For one ticket.
That is crazy, man. It's going to be interesting to see. Now, should they have a video tribute for Tom Brady?
I think they should.
They absolutely should. Okay, are they going to recognize him breaking the all-time leader pass record? They have recognized other people for breaking for big records like that. I think they should as well. There's going to be a real interesting dynamic.
It's going to be a lot of tension in the air that day.
It's average of a male soap opera. You know?
First of all, it's like Durfee, New Bedford High game. That's what that is. That's on Thanksgiving. It really is. People don't understand the intensity of that game.
So, I don't think there's been any person that's played for Durfee High or New Bedford. Maybe it's my boy Jay DeSilva. We're gonna check it.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you, it's even for being a student.
Yeah.
And at the time, and obviously my cousins being who they are,
sure.
So it was intense. The rallies the night before.
Oh yeah.
You were fired up for that game. If you was a true Whaler and you was a true Hilltopper, you was there.
Well, it's one of the oldest faces. 5, yeah.
Rivalry, it really is.
Yeah. Wow. The Buccaneers just signed Patrick Sherman. They charged him at 15 misdemeanor domestic charges
with the wife and the wife and the family. Yeah.
Wow.
But that's it is one of the oldest rivalries in
the country. It's the top 20.
Listen, I didn't know what was going on, but I was at those games.
There you go. There you go. Now listen to me. There's a high-profile murder, right?
Correct.
And Dog the Bounty Hunter
hopped on
is saying he is hours from catching Brian Laundrie, who recently killed his fiance, right? Am I right about that? Was his girlfriend?
It was I want to say it was girlfriend or fiance, one of those two.
Gabrielle Petito, right? They went camping, right? And he killed her.
They said that. They were a TikTok, YouTube couple. I never heard of them until all this happened. But they said that you can tell that something was going on in between with their TikToks and their YouTube. And I did see the video of her getting pulled over, and you can see that the petrified look in her face. So she was being brought against her will.
On vacation.
She was being dragged against her will.
Yeah.
And it was
but don't you just as soon as you go to a country store, you stop and run out of the car and say, man, I think this guy's going to hurt me. I think he's going to kill me.
But I think that she was so afraid.
Yeah, that's easier said than done.
Yeah.
When you're in a situation where you're really, really scared for your life. And
so you're going to go into a dark canyon with the dude?
I don't think I think she was already dead when she went to the canyon.
So you think he brought her there?
I think he brought her there, thinking that nobody was going to find her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Apparently, he's not the smartest criminal. He's done a job of.
Well, they caught him. Just a random person. He was in the airport boarding a plane. So, how you boarding a plane to Canada?
Really? You sure it was him?
Yeah, they have. There was picture.
Did he get on the plane? Or no?
I have no idea from that point on, but
you would think they'd have a watch list for him, right?
Yeah, but he could be using.
Do you know anything about this case, Rob? Have you been following it all?
Not really, no. But just what I see on the quick news things. But
I follow TMZ, so look at this picture.
Yeah.
All right. So where is it? I just had it.
I was on TMZ today too. Now, you think the dog, Rob, is actually working to find this guy and is as close as he says he is, or you think he's just bullshitting to make him revel in it?
I don't know. I don't know
That's
how
him.
real.
That's definitely him.
I don't know how real Dog the Bounty Hunter stuff was. If that was all for camera, or so if he's really got that, that ability to find people.
He must, because that's what made him popular. You got what I'm saying?
Yeah, but a lot of that could be for camera too.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be a conjunction.
But beforehand, before he was on the camera, he was good at what he did.
Oh, is that what? Was that?
So that's what, I guess.
Well, he fit the stereotype too: the leather vest, no sting, the bleach blonde hair, the crazy wife, the crazy kids, the ex-drug addict. I never was a big fan, but I'm telling you, like.
I always seem to, in my heart,
Can we get
I
an
like
update
the
on
wife.
Dog's progress? Has he?
And there was no update
He
yet.
said that they were going to put him in handcuffs. It was imminent. Now, imminent is a strong word, and imminent is about to happen, I believe, right?
So this is the latest from TMZ, which this is 5 hours ago. The feds are on a hunt for a burner phone used by Brian Laundrie, allegedly purchased the day he went missing.
Yeah.
So if
he bagged out the credit cards too, right?
If I'm not mistaken, yes.
Well, they had a joint account, right? So they must have been. Yeah. Well.
So did you hear this though?
Yeah. Well, tell me.
The search for Gabby Petito has led to the discovery of another body just 40 miles from where she was found.
Really?
Gabby's family wanted some positives to come from her tragic story. Looks like it's happening. So they found somebody else. We don't know if this is connected. We don't know nothing. We don't know if he did something to somebody and she witnessed it and she, he scared the living crap out of her. We really don't know. But I'm going to play a little devil's advocate here because when there is a such thing as, when we talk about women going missing, when it's a pretty little white girl with blonde hair.
Sure. All the black girls that are missing. I watched Charlamagne the God show.
It's true. Yeah, we don't get that press. We don't get none of that. Sure. Like it's insane. Just like the one that they just the black kid that they just found that was a medical student.
Not just black, too. Poor communities.
Right.
There's a couple of girls from Florida that are missing as well. So.
And it sucks.
But when it's a
high profile,
blonde,
that is known to the world. They put it out there. Yeah. And it's like, but there's so many other women, children, minorities, poor that are missing.
It doesn't, and it's not the family's fault.
No.
And it's not the victims' fault. It's been happening for years. I was going to bring that up. I decided against it, but you're absolutely correct. There are cases throughout this country in poor communities, and women of color, where there's just some unexplainable triangles of missing young women that aren't being investigated or should or have been and have not been done fully. But, the beat goes on with that bullshit.
Yeah.
Now, Dog the Bounty Hunter. What do you have to say, Rob? Did you read any of his bullshit?
No, it was all video stuff.
I think he's on the con, man. I think he's on the con.
I don't know.
And if he's a self-promoter, hey, listen, we can give him the benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean? But it's a brilliant...
Yeah, it's a good opportunity.
To hop back into the...
opportunity to hop back into and get into people's conscience, too. And where did this happen? What state did this happen in? Because he's only licensed in a handful of states. I know Colorado is one of them and Hawaii is one of them.
Ah.
Well, I was just reading something about, let me pull it back up. I was just reading something about the Appalachian Trail. Where's that?
Appalachian Trail is the East Coast.
So
Appalachian Trail goes from Maine to Georgia, I believe. I know some kids who have hiked it. It takes like 3 or 4 months.
All right, so it begins. It says it is in Maine. Maine.
Yeah, that's
where it starts in Maine and then in Georgia.
Yeah, I gave it to you like that.
Excuse me, you're on your shit.
Okay. Now, speaking of Dog the Bounty Hunter and all this bullshit, do we have a problem with pop culture? Like, we are romancing the shit out of some criminal, drug dealing, characters and people. If you look at the hottest shows on television, okay, Raising Kanan, Power, Book, Ghost. Now the new rage of the age is
the BMFI.
the BM.
But I always knew about them.
So did I.
What is it? What is this?
The new rage is the Black Mafia family. Big
Oh.
Meech and his brother, who started in Detroit and set up this organized drug network. They said they were closest thing to a cartel, a cartel that you could possibly be as an African American drug gang.
Do I feel
they were moving thousands and thousands?
They were
thousands of kilos.
They were making bank.
Serious money.
Do I feel like they're romance? As long as I can remember being a little girl, the criminal was always romanced.
Sure, but it hasn't always been that way. You know who they say one of the first counterculture TV icons was who? Tell me a bad guy, Rob, as a child that was glorified and was the star of the television show.
Well, in movies, Scarface.
Yeah.
Right, Scarface.
Sure.
Scarface was
Scarface, The Godfather.
Right.
You know, we know that. The Americans had a fashion platform, but I'm talking about TV. Because back then, you went to movies for stuff you couldn't see on TV.
Yeah, but when I was a kid,
that.
I don't remember like
The
it being
first
anything.
counterculture hero on TV, they say, was Tony Soprano.
Oh, okay. You're talking about real or
No,
created.
Okay. Yeah. The first, then it was Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Then it was all of them that came after Dexter, Ray Donovan.
No, there was always movies about it, but we never had shows and series.
Sure.
So, like, I think back to New Jack City.
Yeah, that was yeah.
Right?
Well, that was based on the Black Mafia.
Right.
Sure.
So you gotta think about that. Is it romanticized? Of course it is. The way that they portray it, you know what I mean? It makes you feel like the life that they lived was glamorous.
No, the life they lived was glamorous, but the wake of destruction that they left behind.
All right, so you
bad.
have you watched Narcos?
Yes.
Okay, so I and what you're explaining is that whole and it's another that was one of another big ones that romanticized
it, sure.
You know,
but they also showed
the downside.
They also showed like the people that killed Pablo were the Los Pepes, and they were sons and daughters and relatives of people who had been killed by Pablo. Correct. At the end of the day, those are the only people the Americans could really trust, and that one general and that one Mexican cop. Yep. That I mean, they Colombian, they really had to tighten the circle. But I thought they have a romance, the bad guy, but you know when you look at look at the shows, Kingdom, the Sopranos movie, which is all over the place now, Sons of Anarchy, Peaky Blinders, Ray Donovan. We're promoting and we're putting out front. I remember, because I like to watch TV and programming, I remember watching television, okay, and counting at one time 6 different stations that were doing something on Adolf Hitler. You know what I mean? Hitler was all over television, Rob, late at night. I don't know if you click.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
Like I am. It's everywhere.
Yeah, no, I don't watch television.
Yeah, but it is. Hitler is everywhere. And you know what pisses me off about it? He wasn't this fucking genius. He was he fucked his dog. He fucked his cousin. Okay? Listen to me. He sent 12-year-olds to war. When he knew the war was over, he hid up in the Eagle's Nest, which was this 5-star security, the 187th Battalion Marines ended up conquering it. But he hid up in the mountains in this luxurious castle. Okay, sent the Nazi youth, 12 and 10-year-old Nazi kids, to fucking die and to carry bombs and act like snipers. And what did the pussy do at the end of the day? He fucking killed himself. Yep. Soon as he was about to get caught, he's a guy who single-handedly killed 6 million. Well, created the vision that killed 6 million Jews. He sent young boys from Germany. When he had experienced German soldiers, the German soldier was an elite military figure and had ultimate respect by friend and enemy alike. He's got these bad soldiers. Anybody that said something he didn't agree with, he killed. He was the worst kind. Well, I mean, why are we putting this guy on TV every single day?
Because
Do you know that the Nazi Party, Rob, is winning what is equivalent to congressional seats in Germany right now?
Wow.
awful.
In small places. You want to glamorize somebody, glamorize Geronimo, right? You want to glamorize who was that Che Guevara? Okay, you want to Cesar Chavez. You want to glamorize.
They don't want to talk. They don't want to talk about revolutionary things because that sparks things in people.
Sure.
They don't want that to be heard. They don't want the revolution to be televised. They don't want none of that.
Sure, but if we're going to talk about Hitler, let's talk about the lessons that we learned. Like, listen to me, right? Like, there's this saying: first they came for the Czechs, but nobody cared because we weren't Czech. Then they came for the Poles, and nobody cared because we weren't Polish.
Yeah.
Then they came for the Jews, and nobody cared because we weren't Jewish. Then they came for the teachers, but nobody cared because we weren't teachers. And then they came for the scientists and the doctors, and finally, when they came to me, there was nobody left to care for me. Now, I butchered that thing, but you know what? You've read that before, right? That saying that I just said before and articulate it. And it's crazy, but listen to me. I love the gangster shit.
I do
when
too.
I'm watching Tony Soprano and his wife cuddle up and watch a movie, I'm screaming at the TV. When I'm watching Kanan's mother get banged all over the house by the teacher, even though she's fine as hell, okay, chocolate cake at a very high level, okay, I am fucking screaming at the television. Give me the guns and the drugs and that. But when now I'm on YouTube and I'm watching it and I'm hearing people who were the idols of the Black Mafia family, and I'm hearing members of the Black Mafia family that are in jail and not seeing their kids for the rest of their life, and they're singing a different tune.
Mm.
They're like, do not glamorize this lifestyle. It is fool's gold. Oh, a death awaits you or a 30-year prison term.
Listen, I'm more.
And what's worse at the end of the day, Rob? When you're 40 years old. Because the 30-year lifetime is a death sentence.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm more of I like real life documentaries of.
So do I.
Of the mobsters and all that stuff because I'm just so fascinated that this happened.
Yeah.
That it actually happened. The television shows don't really do much for me. I mean,
they say that Big Meech was without question, and they said this about Freeway Ricky Ross, and they said this about a handful of other, their intellect and their ability to handle a business and everything wasn't amazing. From transportation logistics to relationship logistics to wholesale to retail to the manipulation of markets is outstanding.
I watched 2 documentaries on Big Meech and
and his brother.
Yes. Yeah. I feel like their level of intelligence was beyond the street level.
Yeah.
If he would have took that level of intelligence and took it to Wall Street, he would have shut that shit down.
Yeah.
But unfortunately,
and he came from a family with a mother and a father too, right?
Unfortunately,
does that make it worse for you? Does it make you understand? Because let me tell you something about Meech, okay? Mika, me and you both know this. Like, we'll appreciate, we have depth to our personality. Mm-hmm. We understand this entertainment in real life. And we can see things and appreciate things. But we both know what crack cocaine
and you know what
has done
to our society,
our loved ones, okay? What it's done to our communities, what it's done to communities of color, what black on black violence and drug violence have done to communities of color.
It's such a hard thing to kind of rationalize. And I say this for myself.
Like the crackers out there and the hunkies, like, I get a tough time when they're saying, what the fuck, you know what I mean? You're worried about this, that, and other. What the fuck is going on in Chicago? You know what I mean? What's going on in fucking Oakland? What's going on in Memphis and in St. Louis? What's going on in South Jamaica, Queens? Black people killing one another.
Right. I look at, because I grew up the way I did, and I grew up around what I did, and
where you lived, the project you lived in, there was an open air drug market there, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Correct. And where in dating dealers,
Yeah.
I don't want to say I found respect for them, but I kind of do. It's a hustle.
It's a hustle.
It's a hustle.
Yeah.
It's money. And let me tell you something. Not every man can freaking do that.
No, of course not.
And obviously, there's only a handful of women that can.
Most of them would do it all.
Right. So
there's been some unbelievable women stories. I've been watching.
And there's only a handful of women that can handle that. So it takes an amount. I always said this, and not to discredit from people who are addicted or whatever, but it takes a really intelligent man to handle the drugs. And
what do you mean for the person who may be skeptical of what you're saying right now?
So it takes for you have to have some kind of intelligence to carry on being a drug dealer. You can't just go out there and say, "Hey,
can't be no."
You have to. There has to be preciseness. There has to be money. There has to be. You have to be on your toes at all times.
Do you think Rock on Power is believable?
Rock, I love it.
Do you think she's believable, Mika?
I think knowing. Let me tell you something.
Oh, that's right. You don't watch it.
I don't.
Okay.
Let me explain something to you, okay, Rob? Me being and my family being uniquely identified with basketball, what you have to remember is we were the minority. There were so many times I was the only white guy in the locker room.
Right.
Okay. So now I'm seeing at a very young age a very different world. And you know what I saw in the black community, Rob? A lot of strong women and a lot of strong grandmothers and grandfathers. Okay? Half the kids, and this is when, and Greg will tell you this, some of the kids on my team, like not just from Bedford and everything, but from Boston in particular, were serious gangsters, as Greg was. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And, like I know those guys. They slept at my house. I slept at their houses. One of his fathers, one of his uncle became the chief of police in Boston. I saw it all. But the carnage that crack cocaine and the social engineering that created the ghettos of this country and the lack of opportunity, okay, and that you see black women in particular really as people of strength, okay, who've held their family together. Because I mean, what was the stat that came out? A black man had a better chance of surviving 3.5 tours in Vietnam than living to the age of 25 in Compton, California.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like when you look at those numbers, you just can't affix a singular blame. Like, okay, society did it. Or they're this and they're that, and as a church, no, it's a combination of bad schools, socioeconomic statistics, bad social engineering.
Social economics played such a big role in the drug business. Who wants to see their parent, in like you said, single black mothers, who wants to see their mother struggle?
No, I hear you.
All right, so. Who wants to, when you come from nothing, why do you want to struggle? And that's
sure.
That's the mind frame.
But I've seen single black mothers smack their kids in the face, throw their money back at them, and throw their ass out of the house.
Oh, yeah. That's happened too.
You know what I mean?
But, and also at the same time, you always want what's best for your kid. And obviously that's not it. But when I say it takes an intelligent hand to sell drugs, I mean it. Because you can't be somebody stupid.
To be successful. To be successful.
Well, to be as big.
What's the toughest thing about being a drug dealer?
Knowing who to trust.
What do you mean by trust? Was people going to hold your stash? People going to, what are you talking about?
You got to, from.
I think it's the discipline to make sure you have the re-up time and time again.
It's a trust thing. It really is. You have to know you have to know who to trust. You honestly.
But who can you trust in a drug game? There's nobody you can, really, right?
Not necessarily, not really, and that's the sucky part about it.
Sure.
You only people, and when you'll see a strong black woman beside them, handling business like Kanan's mom.
Well, a woman. We used as smugglers for a long time because they were
correct.
Suspected.
And
You see that.
But you can always if you honestly think about it, we were more trustworthy than their homeboy.
Is there a such thing as a drug dealer going to heaven?
Could possibly.
Really?
You could. I mean,
you leave a lot of destruction in your wake.
You leave a lot of destruction, and then, like, I think of Frank Lucas.
Yeah.
Okay, who took care of his community, but also destroyed his community at the same time. So it's a 50-50 thing. So
I know. Right? There's no way Frank Lucas is going to heaven. And the heaven that
but the thought process, though, you have to think about it. He took a lot of drug dealers do it, and when they get that big, they want to take care of their community that's falling apart, but they're also contributing in their mind. They're also contributing to that destruction of their community.
Tell me a gangster that don't buy turkeys for Thanksgiving. Tell me a gangster who's generous. It's easy to be generous if you're making illegal money.
Right. It's not your money.
It's much difficult to be generous if you're working a 9 to 5. And I am fascinated by this. I consider myself an expert on gangs and culture and criminals in this country, and it started with my interest in English criminals 10 years ago. So I ran out of YouTube content for all of that, and now I'm coming back into America, and I've just been watching like stories of some of the Detroit drug dealers before BMF. And some of the stuff in Compton and Ricky Ross and their ability just to generate, the one thing they all have in common, okay? And let me ask you a question, right? With all due respect. One thing, Freeway Ricky Ross, BMF, the dude from Memphis, Supreme, they all had one thing. They all had a Colombian connect or a Mexican connect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, right, in Mexico, with all the killing and all the stuff, these guns aren't made in Mexico, these bullets aren't made in Mexico, and the United States, last time I checked, was about 80% of the world's drug appetite was from the United States. Now, they're using these Chinook helicopters to stop fighting firefighters, to stop fighting fires in California. Instead of carrying massive tanks, they're going to carry massive fire retardants so they can work at night. Let me ask you a question. From Vietnam to Afghanistan to Iraq, how many Americans have collectively died at the hands of foreign enemies? But how many Americans have directly died because of the drugs and the profiteering of Mexican and Colombian drug cartels?
Many.
It's not even close. We have an enemy right across our border in Mexico that if you really want to stop Americans from dying, we send the army after them. But it gets difficult logistically because it's a sovereign nation and nobody wants USA.
But nobody wants to talk about the fact that drugs were brought into this country on purpose.
The cocaine was brought into this country. Well, cocaine was made available cheap in South Central. So, and this is one of the very few conspiracies I believe in because it's a conspiracy that has been proven, not rebunked, by, I believe it was the San Jose Mercury. Look at the newspaper that won the Pulitzer Prize for exposing the Contra Nicaraguan War and the CIA making drugs cheap in black neighborhoods in the West Coast, so they could get the guns and the rifles and the cannon and the handheld cannons to fight it. I believe it was a journalist in the San Jose Mercury. It was argued forever, but this has been proven. You watch the movie you watch the show Snowfall.
Yeah.
Now, Snowfall, I think, does a great job of portraying the destruction a drug dealer leaves behind, right? You watch Snowfall, right? Yeah, Franklin's a bad dude. I think that's another counterculture hero. But at least you see the fucking best friend, ex-girlfriend that turned into a crack addict, right? You see the mother fighting it for as long as she can. I thought it was a much more honest thing. I just think we have to be careful in glamorizing these guys because let's face it, if you're in the hood, you want those dope sneakers, you want that dope chain, you want that dope fur coat, you want that dope honey bunny on your arm. You want to walk in the club and get that booth, and you want to cut the line, you want to get that free champagne. But it comes with a price, and the price is a serious one today.
Yeah, ask many that've done time in the feds.
Sure.
I know people that are my age in the feds now that's been in there since they were like 20, 21, 22, and
New Bedford has an amazing drug smuggling history from the smuggling component of it to all of it. You know, and I didn't realize at one time New Bedford was the richest city in America.
It was.
It's crazy.
Due to whaling, though.
Due to whaling, yeah. Not cocaine. Now, here's another thing I got, Robin. I want you to talk about this. Double standard. Like I said, I've been staying around in a lot, plotting the strategy for this place. And I watched this black female comedian, I forget whose name it was, and she was the filthiest, nastiest SOB I have ever seen. And I was cracking up.
Was it Lunel?
I don't know who it was. It had to be the one that you're talking about. But listen, I'm watching her. And I thought that you couldn't make fun of people being fat anymore. And you couldn't make people being ugly anymore. But that's all she was doing. Right? you know what I mean? And I'm watching it and I'm like, there's no fucking way that Kevin Hart is getting away with this shit. Like, Whoopi Goldberg, some of the outrageous shit she says. I'm like, there's no way a white man can sit there and say the type of shit that she's doing. Okay? But the worst of it is, has anybody ever watched Sex and the City?
Yeah. That's my favorite show ever.
I've been watching that show like
I own him. I own them all.
You know I'm a Nighthawk, so I'm watching this thing late at night, and I cannot believe how over the top the sexual fucking madness is on that show.
But that, honestly, let me break it down to you. That is real life for women.
Because it's one of the most successful shows in history.
That's the shit that women talk about. That's the shit that women do.
All right. Let me tell you something right now. There's no fucking way 4 guys from Bedford could sit around a table, drink wine, and toast to how many girls they fucked.
Entourage?
Nah, not like that. They had the ugly duckling. They had it all. What's his face? Meatball never got laid. I don't. But these girls are all getting laid.
Yeah.
They're all bragging about blowing some guy. They're all bragging about multiple partners. You know, I think one of the strongest characters in the show is the nymphomaniac. You know,
Samantha.
Yeah. The poor little white girl who can't find true love and everything. All she wants to do is get laid and blah 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 and have somebody to love. Sarah Jessica Parker. She's moving out of one house, moving to the next one. I mean, it's crazy. But I do not think in today's political climate that men could get if there was a Sex and the City men, they could not act like the pigs that those girls do. Now, do you think no, pigs is the wrong word. Let's say sexually empowered. Right?
Listen, Sex and the City was made that way on purpose.
Of course it was.
All right, so let's talk about it. Have you ever watched Insecure?
No.
Okay, so that's pretty much a black version of.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, I see it.
All right, so I mean, it is. I don't want to say a double standard, but I think it's time that.
Yeah.
So that society change and let women speak about those things. For so long, women were forbidden to even
and you can tell
talk about that.
It was because that was 20 years ago, right? Mm-hmm. Sex and the City came out. That's when HBO was brilliant. You know,
Sex and the City.
No, I get it. It was like, okay, guys, in your boardrooms, you really want to get hip to women. This is what's going on with the.
Honestly,
and plus the male-female ratio in New York City is insane too, isn't it?
But if you ever watch, I own all of them. Yeah. So, and I relate so much to that show because shit like that happens every day.
Yeah.
Shit like that. And if you ever watch a group of friends, you ever go out and just look at a group of women that come out, each and every one of those women is represented in that group of friends.
Without question. And that's the genius of the show.
Right. There's every type. There's the workaholic.
Sure.
There is the Samanthas. There is the Kerrys. Yeah. There is the Charlotte. Always looking for love. I want love. I want to be in love. Like there is always one in a crew. And if you can guess which one I was, yeah.
I think you'd be a mix between. Well, you're a writer.
Yeah.
Well, you went to fucking whacked out crazy fucking. Have you ever watched it?
Not
These
really.
girls are pigs.
I just remember Kim Cattrall's character, obviously.
Yeah.
Samantha,
Yeah.
you know, it's gonna suck. They're bringing it back, and she's not there.
And the movies aren't good. I watched the movies.
All right, so the first one was great. The second one was not.
The first one did not get good reviews.
And I love the first one because it kept the storyline going from where it ended, the series. But okay, so I am Carrie Bradshaw because I tried.
You are Carrie Bradshaw?
You have a lot of shoes?
I have a lot of shoes, but my shoes are sneakers.
And you're a writer like she is.
Yes.
Now, what's up with the blog? You've been doing that?
I haven't been because obviously my work life has been busy.
Yeah.
I've been trying to sit down
But
and
isn't
write.
that an outlet for you? Bang. Once you lock in, what's it take you, an hour?
Well, it depends on like my zone, my mind space.
Sure.
So if my mind space is like, I really have a set topic or something really is bothering me.
Yeah.
I did have one and I started writing, but I have to go back to it because I started getting tired, and it was one about, you know, you being the married friend and people not understanding how and what. Not saying marriage changes you, but marriage changes you.
Sure, for better or worse.
So people, like, when you have single friends, it's a little different, you know? They have to understand, you know, I respect my husband.
So where's a place that you will not go to that you would go to when you weren't married with your homegirls?
A lot of the local places I will not go.
Really?
I will not, because I feel like the men in my area are very disrespectful and they don't give a fuck about my marriage.
Yeah.
Let's keep it 100.
Is it your job to protect your marriage, or is it their job to be aware that you're married?
It's both. It's my job to be like, I'm married. I let you know. But at the same time, if they respect you, they'll be like, all right, fall back. But the men in New Bedford don't give a shit.
Really?
And I went out just locally just recently, and I just was not, I wasn't feeling it. I just didn't want to be there.
Sure.
And it's not because anything
now,
was
would you
tempting
go to like
me.
a Tipsy Seagull in Fall River or
of course,
something like that?
Oh, yeah.
But
to go out to dinner and eat and have drinks, that's so totally different than going to a bar and hang. I don't want to be in a bar and hang at my age.
I've hung at bars my whole life, and you're so right. I don't do it anymore. It's not appealing to me. You know, I'm more like.
I think I'm at a different level at my life.
How was that salmon the other night, by the way, Rob? Any good?
Oh, it was amazing, man.
Did you really like it again? It's a 21.
Oh yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
I would have enjoyed it more if we hadn't had technical difficulties.
But hey, that's a great room, though, right?
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah,
I've been to wedding showers and baby showers there.
If anybody wants to rent, has a function of mine and wants to rent it, they're a client of ours now, but they've always been like a sort of like they're best friends of mine. But believe me, rent the hall upstairs at Mesa for I think it's like $200. But the thing is, fucking drop dead beautiful. It's laid out the right way. It's got a great little service bar with a couple of seats. But they just do a great job there. But yeah, so that has changed for you. We're gonna skip kids are our children too soft because we are pontificating on the ways of the Patriots and the dog maybe a little too long. But since we're talking about TV, Diddy is bringing back the Making of the Band.
Oh shit!
One of my favorite reality shows of all time. Now listen to me. I think we like Making the Band. We've had this conversation before.
Yes, I love Making the Band.
Because I thought it was very realistic. I thought it gave an inside peek into the industry. They did not glamorize it.
Nope.
They made the kids work hard.
Let me tell you something.
There was real responsibility.
Diddy kept it 100% real on that show. He didn't give a fuck if the cameras were rolling or not.
We're not handing out free paychecks.
Nope.
Like, how do you talk about like the real world and like, you know, like if you want the real world, like make them work at like a family pizzeria so they can't screw off and dump. I mean, give them some type of accountability or some type of uncomfortableness if they fuck up, right? You know, like Jersey Shore, like, oh, they're working at this little t-shirt shop. Make them work for a family-owned and operated business. Make them work through the egos of that business, the power structure of that business, how it's laid out. Believe me when I tell you that. You won't be throwing pizza off the fucking walls if you work for the Giovanni's in fucking New Jersey.
Hell no.
And it's 70 years in their business. That shit ain't happening. You know? So let's talk about some reality shows that you like to tweak and change. We talked about My Naked and Afraid, right?
Yeah.
Now they're doing it with lovers.
We watched that.
I don't understand why they're
Listen, first and foremost, I would last 2 fucking minutes.
Yeah,
2 minutes.
the bugs
Listen, I see one bug. My husband's like, "You want to go do this?" I'm like, "Nope, we won't." First of all, he'll be yelling at me the whole time because I'll be like, "I can't do this." No. I'm really a princess. Like, no.
Yeah. Yeah. You and your husband watch it?
Yes.
Yeah,
and we crack up laughing. Yeah, it is. He's like, I could not wear no leaf or rub my ass on a
the way they make you, but it's amazing how resourceful they are. So, all right, so.
I mean, he could probably go on there because of his military survival
absolutely
skills.
Sure.
Not me. There's nothing military survival about me.
Would you rather be cold or wet or bugs or I mean, I think I'm always screaming at him, make a net to fish and get a fire started before you worry about shelter. You got to get that fire going. But so
I'd rather
a reality show you like to tweak a little bit.
Okay, so let me see.
You know, The Bachelor. You want to tweak The Bachelor?
I'm not into that show. I think it's bleh, bleh.
Like I want some type of like Survivor with ex-girlfriends. You know what I mean? A negative affair. You know what I mean? I want like another dynamic into it.
So
you know what I mean?
I watch a lot of obviously Love and Hip Hop.
Okay.
So I would like to tweak it so it's really it is scripted. You know what I mean? They cut off like it needs to be real. You want to see what goes on. I mean, some of the stuff is real, some of the heartache, some of the all that stuff, but like a lot of it is scripted.
That's faux reality. Yeah.
How do you even call it reality?
Like me and Rob were talking about a lot. Like we did the remote. Like there was so many people there. There was like twice as many people in there were chairs. And Rob like had to tell the audience to calm down like 4 times. And like Rob said, like, listen, on any of those talk shows, they tell you when to laugh. They tell you when to laugh.
They have somebody controlling the audience because
it's
out of hand.
How to do it. It's crazy.
And I don't know if you watch Love Island.
You'll be into that, right?
Okay, so I'd rather like you throw some exes in the mix.
Yeah.
With some new people and somebody that you really cared for but it didn't work out. Throw them in the mix. Like
have their parents watching like a Big Brother mode. Right, you know what I'm saying? Have their fucking parents saying, my daughter's a little slut. Look at her. She kissed 4 guys tonight. She having sex again. Like, have some, like, surprises. Like, give me the controls of a reality show, and I'll make them sweat. All right, so you ready for this celebrity roper? This is going to be, like, we're going to have to stretch our comedic skills here, Mika. I've been thinking about this. Okay. Right? Pick a number. Pick a number 1 to 6, Rob.
5.
All right.
What is number 5?
Now, who do you want to play the male or the male or female? Me or her? Who do you want to play the male?
Let's reverse the roles. You play the female. She
all right. So it's Bobby and Whitney. All right. You ready for this? So we got to do it, right? All right. So. Now, we're going to let this go. This could be a fucking disaster. We can get rid of it, no problem. But I'm Whitney. Yo, Bobby, where the fuck you been, man? Where you been? I've been waiting for that stuff all fucking night, Bobby.
You need to relax.
Relax. You have my credit card for 5 fucking weeks, Bobby.
You know what?
You maxed it out.
You know what?
My family's mad at me.
You know what, Winnie?
What?
You know what?
What?
Don't be cruel.
You know what? I loved it when, hold on, I'm not going to lie. When she's like, Bobby!
What's going on with my African king princess?
You know what?
Come on, what's going on? Give me some of that shit. Bobby. I had all the drugs.
Why do people forget that they had a reality show? That was like the best damn shit ever.
No, I think the United States of America should be ashamed of themselves.
What? I still love the one.
How do we do, Rob? What do we get for that grade there? Are we going to C?
Yeah, no,
I get a B.
B+.
B+? Okay. All right, 1 to 5, Rob.
3.
Tom Brady and Giselle.
Oh.
Okay, we'll keep the male, female, regular on this. You're Tom Brady, she's Giselle.
I'm too beautiful. Leave me alone.
Baby, can I talk to you for a second?
I'm too beautiful. Leave me alone.
I want to play football till I'm 50.
Ay, Dios. I support you. I support you, Tom.
I want to win 12 Super Bowls.
Let's go, Tom. Let's go.
Yeah. Keep making the money. I'll work for less.
I stay home.
And we'll go down forever as the best couple in history.
I stay home, be beautiful.
You make me babies?
I don't want no more babies.
But one thing, you can't talk bad about my teammates anymore, Giselle.
Why not? They suck. They need to catch the ball.
They're trying out there. They're scared of you. The players are scared of you, Giselle. I'll give you an A. I'll give you an A for that one. I'll give you an A for that one. An A for that one. That's funny. All right, what are we at, Rob? I need another number.
2.
Bill and Hillary Clinton. Have you watched that fucking perverted prick on TV at all? Come on, listen, Rob. If you are going to embarrass yourself.
What is he, like 80 now?
Listen,
he has to be up there. He's like 70.
Hey, you ever see the People vs. O.J. Simpson?
The movie?
No, it's a TV show.
Oh, no.
One of the best TV you'll ever watch.
Cuba Gooding Jr. Cuba Gooding.
Yeah. If you want intelligent television, there might not be anything better than the People vs. O.J. I mean, they had A-list movie star actors on TV. John Travolta.
Oh, John Travolta played the lawyer, right?
Yeah, right. He played
it was Shapiro.
Shapiro, right?
Yeah. But Bill Clinton was a fucking pig. Like, what is he doing with these fucking
Put
girls?
it in your pants, Bill. Put it in your...
Imagine what he did with...
baby, ever since you married me, like, sometimes keeping my penis in my pants, baby.
You know what, Bill?
What? I know you want me to be president, baby, but I just want a little piece of ass sometime, man. I'm having a tough time getting right with you with them glasses and those granny panties.
You're disappointing me. Just shut up. Shut up.
How many times can I make love with you with an encyclopedia in the bed, Hillary?
Just shut up.
I'm just a man. I'm a man among my emotion, and I don't know what to. I don't mean to hurt you, but I saw that cigar and I saw that woman's vagina, and I just could not.
Vagina.
Stop.
You know what, Bill?
What? Tell me.
Keep doing what you're doing.
You ain't no stand by your man.
Hell no.
All right.
I'm not.
All right.
You want to stick it somewhere else? You could keep it somewhere else.
All right. Not bad. Well, I'll give us a B on that one. All right. We got Ben Affleck left. Brittany K. Fed.
Oh, Lord.
Right? And that's what we got left. I'll do K. Fed, you be Brittany, right?
Hit me, baby, one more time.
Yeah, baby. You know it, baby. Just keep making me that money. And do me a favor. By the way, you got that schoolgirl outfit little thing that you had, that little bit. Come to K Daddy, right? Come to K Daddy.
Oh, my God.
Take care of my kids.
So much. Oh, my God. So much.
Take care of
I give you all my money to take care of the kids.
That's right, Daddy, because I'm going to take care of you at the end of the day. Now, do me a favor, right? Go get K-Fed. Go get that little school dress on thing. Let's see if we can do that Rolling Stone cover.
I wish I was on that wall.
Really good. We got one left. Ben and Jen. Can we pull it up? You got another sketch comedy? Rob, do you like this segment or no?
Sure, that's good.
Is it a keeper?
Yeah, keep it.
Yeah? It's very challenging.
Ben and Jen, huh?
Yeah, Ben and Jen. Now, you want to be, can I be Jen and you be Ben?
I have some prepared for Jen.
I guess I got to go be Jen. You Jenny from the block, or you Jenny from Malibu, or you Jenny from like?
I'm Jenny from the block.
All right, you're Jenny from the block. All right, come on. What's your Puerto Rican snap in your mouth and your earrings?
Listen.
Yeah.
I make way more money than you.
Really?
So you need to shut up and just follow me.
If you lived in Cambridge, you were broken Irish porn like me. We had to put all our money together for the script. And
well, obviously, I'm from the Bronx, so you know.
Well, let me tell you something. All I want, Jen, is an around-the-way girl with extensions in her hair, and 3-inch earrings, and a brand new beer. And you take the L train to the airport
on the 6th. Get it right, on the 6th.
Oh, you're gonna be on the 6th, huh? You and your girls coming from the club.
Yep.
Yeah, you fucking that baseball player still?
Getting right now.
Are you banging A-Rod still, or that little
wee guy? No.
Or that little spick? What's the little one that she married?
Mark Anthony.
Mark Anthony. How can you fuck Mark Anthony? That makes me sick. Jenny from the block. What do I got to speak? What do I got to eat rice and speak Spanish to get in your pants? What's going on here?
¿Qué pasa?
Hey, you know your mother likes me. You know your sister likes me. Come on, come with this white boy. Get with this white boy right here. I'm a bad dude.
Listen.
I got Oscars. I got Grammys. I got awards for writing and acting. I got a best friend, Matt.
And
who's
he's
got a nice
Batman.
family.
And he's Batman too.
And he's Batman. You know, well, let's
Batman,
not go there.
Batman. Don't let Cameron hear you say that.
Yeah, and come on. I just do coke for fun. I just stay all night drinking all the time for fun. I'm a serial dater, but I love you, baby. I love you.
Well, I work out, so you need to work out.
Okay. I'll lose the dad bod.
Get it together.
You got it. All right. How do we do? Not bad, right?
Pretty good.
We're out there. We're all on a limb. We're all on that creative limb. It's the biz with Mike and Mika.
Boom.
If you don't like it, come and try it. I dare you. Peace. We're out.